Joining us now, Senior Advisor for the Center for Renewing America, Wade Miller, along with consultant and human trafficker, Ali Hopper. Good to see both of you. Thanks for coming on. Wade, I'm going to start with you. That seems like it's illegal. Outing agents needs to be investigated. Kristi Noem says they're finding out who some of the leaks are. Got to get to the bottom of this, no?
Absolutely. So as many people know, it's illegal to harbor illegals, but it's also illegal to impede active investigation and enforcement of those laws. It's also illegal to impede with groups of people. That becomes conspiracy. So if they can prove that this was intended to impede and stop the enforcement of duly enacted laws, then there may be a case to be made against these people on a variety of fronts, and that's just scratching the surface. There's probably additional state laws that could be applied in additional federal laws. Ken Cuccinelli put out an op-ed on this a few weeks ago, outlining a lot of the various legal authorities, but they certainly have a lot of options at their disposal to go after these people, and I'm very pleased to hear that the DHS secretary's on top of this.
Yeah, Ali, we had also heard that AOC here in New York was actually trying to tell people how to kind of evade ICE and how to get out of things. So again, if we're talking about lawsuits, and I know Tom Homan, of course, has been going back and forth with AOC, she could be in some trouble too, potentially. But I do want to get to this. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem last night telling our very own Greta Van Susteren that the multi-million-dollar advertising campaigns that her agency launched have both domestically and internationally had success. Watch.
Those ads have been very successful already. We just broke a 15-year record in the lowest number of encounters at the southern border, 200 in one day, where Joe Biden, they were 15,000 a day. So it's been amazing what these ads and what President Trump has already done.
Not just the ads, not just President Trump, but also an administration who doesn't want an open border, who is actually trying to keep our country safe, especially from criminals just coming in unlawfully. Ali, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, what AOC is saying is absolutely abhorrent. She is protecting criminals. She is harming children that have been put in the hands of sex traffickers, drug traffickers, arms traffickers, the worst of the worst. And when you think that leaking information is admirable, you are putting the lives of not only law enforcement officers at risk, but the entire community. And you should be ashamed of yourself, AOC.
Wade, I want to bring this up because we're seeing some progress here with the reopening of Gitmo to illegal aliens that are being taken there after being detained. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, he has apparently traveled there as he gets things ready. There we see the Defense Secretary shaking hands with some of the men and women that are serving at Gitmo. I think this is genius. It's a deterrent. I'm not saying I want to see people get in trouble. I just don't want the mess at the border to happen at all. And I think this certainly serves as a peace through strength measure when it comes to our southern border.
And remember, the people that are being sent here are some of the worst. There's information being sent out by the left that, deportations are down. One, that's not true. They're fudging the numbers. They're using deportations and turnbacks at the border from the Biden months. And right now, very few people are coming to the border, so we don't have those turnbacks to fudge the numbers with. But number two, we're targeting the worst right now. Very violent individuals, criminals, felons, murderers, rapists. And those use more resources. So, to have the ability to send these violent offenders to Gitmo sends a signal that, no, you can't just empty your prisons and send people here. They will be sent to places that are not ideal, that are not comfortable. And they're getting on top of it. Right.
Great conversation. We're going to have to leave it there. Ali and Wade, thank you. Bob, it's interesting. Pete Hegseth, I was watching him there thinking he looked just very comfortable in his own skin, but he has been there before at Gitmo. He served there as a National Guard lieutenant, so very, very familiar with the operations, but in a slightly different role this time.
Yes, absolutely, and he'll know how to use it the right way.
Oh, absolutely.
For this, so it's good to see him down there. All right, coming up, Democrat donors sounding the alarm.